Can I?
Yeah, for sure. You should have pet him before you put the gloves on.
Welcome to Curious Business. I'm your host, Alan Shane Lewis. Each episode, I take you behind the scenes of some of the most unique and successful businesses out there. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I wish I could taxidermy a rat, but I just don't know how. Now, most of you would answer, no, that's not what I'm thinking. Well, you're in luck anyways. Here at the Cotton Factory in Hamilton, Ontario, I'm here to meet someone who's going to show me and you how. Come along.
How's it going?
I'm good. I'm Alan.
Hi, I'm Kika. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. A lot of interesting stuff here on the walls here. Where are we?
So I teach taxidermy workshops. I also do a lot of pet memorials and a whole bunch of different variety of things involving, let's say, the deceased.
So is this like your full-time job? Is it what you do?
It is. So I feel like I fell into it by fluke. I had come across like a taxidermied mouse in Victorian costume that I fell in love with that years later it was still in my head. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try and do this.
So you have this like huge collection here. Did you stuff most of these or did you stuff all of them? Did you collect them? Did you find them along the way?
So most of the taxidermied pieces, aside from the vintage ones, are things that I've created myself over the course of time.
I'll be completely honest, I have no idea how any of this is done. I'm very curious about the process. I feel like formaldehyde is something in there. I don't know.
You know, it's actually, there's nothing toxic involved in this small mammal taxidermy. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about it, you want to come back into the studio and try your hand at a little rat stuffing?
Sure, yeah. I have like no idea how comfortable I am with a dead rat. Like I feel like I'm good, but like a part of me is like, it's gonna come alive. Like it's just gonna reanimate it. Like it's, I don't know, the Green Mile or something. Like, I don't know if I have that power. Do you know? You don't know.
So this is the rat we're going to be working with today. All of the rats that I use for my workshops and here in the studio actually come from a breeder that breeds them as reptile food. And then all of the meat gets donated to my local reptile zoo, which is also Canada's largest exotic pet rescue. So absolutely nothing goes to waste. We're just kind of, we can pretend we're cooking for crocodiles.
Yeah.
So I've got these gloves.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, black. I like
Put
them.
these on. You want to hold them?
I didn't know how I'd react, but this is it.
And then we're going to put this guy down on our plate. I'm going to hand this scalpel over to you. And then I'm going to have you take this incision just from the bottom, just all the way, as far as you can.
As far as I can.
As far as you can.
Okay.
Down to about here, but let's see if you can.
You know what? I didn't get into medical school, but this is close enough.
The first year or two was a lot of trial and error. I was the girl skinning rats in my basement. You know, more information was coming out even on the internet, and I was able to learn with a few different people. Everybody's techniques are very different, and here I am a bunch of years later, still learning, Did you want to try getting into that other side? So again, just scrape right against that pelt. Get your finger right in there. So from the...
That's so cold. Okay, I'm good. I'm back here. Did you grow up around animals? Like, you seem very comfortable, you know?
I grew up sort of like on a dirt road in the country, middle of nowhere. So really the animals were my closest friends. And now that pelt just slips right off.
Oh.
So now we've got this crocodile meal and fabric that we're about to work with.
Yeah. So other than obvious dates, what are the other type of people who come in here and take some of your taxidermy classes?
So I find that I'm getting a lot of people that are artists, art students. You know what, it's so all across the board, it's really, really hard to say. I don't think there are very many places that you can go and learn hands-on. Sure, you can look at YouTube and the internet, but to have someone take you through that process, at least for the first time, I think is a little less intimidating.
I like this guy.
He's a little
That's the noise I assume it's making.
with no mouth. So we'll sort of just line up those eyes with those beads. Then when we pull this guy back over, we're gonna find those beads, and suddenly he starts to become a little bit more lifelike.
I know the business is always changing and there's always new things though, but like, can you talk about how it's maybe changed you in a way?
Definitely. I mean, I never thought that I would have, maybe I shouldn't, I was gonna say luxury of being a full-time artist. I don't know if I would quite call it a luxury quite yet, but it's definitely been interesting and I'm pretty excited about what the future's about to bring. We'll see what happens in the next year or two. So this guy is going to take a couple days before he's ready to actually put into a diorama and dress. He's got to cure. So luckily I've got one on the go. Why don't I go and grab that one and we can work on that one together.
All right, that sounds awesome.
So I do have a little bit of a surprise. I hear that you are a comedian and find yourself on stand-up stages fairly often. Maybe you'll recognize this portrait. So I hope you like him.
That's so adorable. Any lab rats in the audience? Oh, they don't pay me enough to be here. They only pay me in cheese. Why do rats need oiling? Because they squeak. So that was an experience, a very gross one, I'll be honest. Never touched or did a rat before, but it was, I had fun. One thing I will say is I am very happy for Kika because she gets to turn something that she's so passionate about into a business, and that's very rare, and it's really cool that she gets to work and do something that she loves and become a lucrative business. Thanks for watching Curious Business. I'm Alan Shane Lewis. Each episode, I visit the entrepreneurs behind some of the most unique and successful businesses out there. If you want to see me attend an interactive murder mystery dinner party or design a shoe that looks like a delicious ice cream sundae, make sure to subscribe for more. And if you love me and care deeply about my future, hit that little bell icon beside the subscribe button.